All right, guys, we're back in Genesis. We're reading Genesis chapter 12 today, where it talks about God promises a nation to Abram, and we'll get right into it. The Lord had said to Abram, "Leave your native country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make you famous, and you will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who treat you with contempt. All the families on earth will be blessed through you." So Abram departed as the Lord had instructed, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all his wealth, his livestock, and all the people he had taken into his household at Haran, and headed for the land of Canaan. When they arrived in Canaan, Abram traveled through the land as far as Shechem. There he set up camp beside the oak of Moreh. At that time, the area was inhabited by Canaanites. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, "I will give this land to your descendants." And Abram built an altar there and dedicated it to the Lord who had appeared to him. After that, Abram traveled south and set up camp in the hill country, with Bethel to the west and Ai to the east. There he built another altar and dedicated it to the Lord, and he worshipped the Lord. Then Abram continued traveling south by stages toward the Negev. Abram and Sarai in Egypt. At that time, a severe famine struck the land of Canaan, forcing Abram to go down to Egypt, where he lived as a foreigner. As he was approaching the border of Egypt, Abram said to his wife Sarai, "Look, you are a very beautiful woman. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'This is his wife. Let's kill him, then we can have her.' So please tell them you are my sister. Then they will spare my life and treat me well because of their interest in you." And sure enough, when Abram arrived in Egypt, everyone noticed Sarai's beauty. When the palace officials saw her, they sang her praises to Pharaoh, their king, and Sarai was taken into his palace. Then Pharaoh gave Abram many gifts because of her: sheep, goats, cattle, male and female donkeys, male and female servants, and camels. But the Lord sent terrible plagues upon Pharaoh and his household because of Sarai, Abram's wife. So Pharaoh summoned Abram and accused him sharply. "What have you done to me?" he demanded. "Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say, 'She is my sister,' and allow me to take her as my wife? Now then, here's your wife. Take her and get out of here." Pharaoh ordered some of his men to escort them, and he sent Abram out of the country, along with his wife and all his possessions. And that's the end of chapter 12, guys. So one thing I just absolutely love about this chapter is the uniqueness of discernment in this chapter. The foresight of Abram to be able to know that the Egyptians, that he was going to be dwelling in their country, that some of them might be selfish in nature, and not that we're not all selfish in nature, but the fact that it was something that he was going to expect. And so in doing so, having the discernment and the creativity to disguise his relationship with his wife, it be a relationship of a brother and sister, really to just spare him of grief and really to protect him, from the jealousy and the coveting of others. I like that because I just think that that's a unique way that God allows us to have discernment in ways that we wouldn't even think about. And I don't know if by saying this is, because it didn't say it was God inspired specifically, but having that level of wisdom and being able to apply it in a way that is so unique that, Abram almost predicted how people would respond because of the discernment he had. And in doing that, he had a plan that really it was just such a level of grace in operating in that everything still turned out okay. And in the end, he was showered with gifts and things like that, because people thought they were going to want his favor because they thought that his wife was his sister, and because of her immense beauty, they wanted to shower him with favor. And so I love that. I think that that's just a beautiful, unique way expressing how God allows us to have discernment and how unique an outlook can be to impact future dwellings and even enemy territory. So I love that. That's a fantastic approach to, and I can't even say approach because it's not even the right words. That's a fantastic story telling us how impactful the application of wisdom and discernment is in anything. It's so crazy to see how God can impact our lives based on simple decisions like that. And I don't know how much of that decision was directly impacted by divine interventions or very indirectly, but either way, that discernment was clear in that, and that he was blessed for having it. So on that note, have a good night. God bless, guys. Make sure you're following God. Make sure you're enjoying that discernment that he gives you. I will be here tomorrow to read chapter 13, where it reads, Abram and Lot go their separate ways, or they separate. And on that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.